Broadcasting from Miami, Florida.
Check this out.
Let's go.
Welcome to 25-8 The Culture. On who's hot and who's not. Everything hip-hop. Turn it on, turn it up, get it loud. Here we go. You're now vibing with 25-8 The Culture.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy DJ Pablo Maccabee from 25-8 The Culture with your host D-Wise from the Big Fellas. What it do?
Yo, what's up? It's your boy D-Wise. We're in for another great interview. We got a great guest today. Make sure you listen to all his words, you know what I mean? I can't wait. I'm all excited. And before we kick off, you see that button on the left? That's the thumbs up. Hit it. That's the like button. Also, all the way on the right, that's the notification bell. Hit that. Every time we drop a new episode, we got a great guest on. You'll be the first to know. Leave a comment. You know what I mean? We respond back. And if you're on that bullshit, Lance Draper will eat your ass up. Let's go.
Also in the building, the legendary Big Money Boy Lance, man. What it do?
Yo, fellas, happy to be here. You know the vibes. Drink in one hand, smoke in the other. Let's go.
Yo, and our special guest, rapper, author, motivational speaker, Gas Mask. Welcome to 25-8 The Culture.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? How y'all doing?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, so you're on an episode of Balls and Interview. So we're basically gonna get into the interview right now. Yo, man, I just saw that you just dropped a freestyle right now, Gas Freestyle.
Yeah, Gas Talk Freestyle is on all platforms. You can stream it, or you can watch the video on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I prefer you do both, but you know, whatever suits you.
Yeah. All right, man. So we're gonna get into you as an artist, yo. So how did the name Gas Mask come about?
Well, actually, I got the name Gas Mask from in prison, from all the gangbangers, basically. Everybody got to have an alias, so, you know, I was doing whatever I was doing for, you know, the gang members, and they was like, hey, man, we gonna call you Gas Mask. That's your handle. So I was like, all right. I mean, I just stuck with it. And the person who actually gave me the name, he ended up dying in prison. So I really just stuck with it, man. So I just kept it.
Yo, so I've noticed, you know, from your music that I've heard that you mentioned that you served about 10 years in prison?
Yeah. 10 years, day for day. Like, I wasn't sentenced to 10 years and did 3. I wasn't sentenced to 10 years and did 4. No, I actually did 10 years.
Damn. You know, tell me, like, what did you learn from being in prison in 10 years and what, you know, had made you, like, you know, who you are today once you came out after serving those 10 years?
Damn, that's a good question. Like people don't really ask that question. They be wanting to hear about the corruption and all that. But actually, what I learned about myself, I went in when I was 25, and I got out when I was 35. So basically, what I learned was just how to be me. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that they lose their life or they lose their freedom trying to be something else. Well, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing themselves. Yeah. So what I did, I definitely got in tune with myself and who I was. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no faking. Like, once you know who you are, like, it's hard to be fake because you yourself authentically 100% of the time. And another thing I learned was that a lot of people I let down because I saw something in them and I didn't help them bring that out. You know what I'm saying? You know, like in life, sometimes you be like, oh man, you got a good jump shot. And you don't never say nothing. Like, you don't never say, you know, you should probably go to the court. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you got a mechanic with a mean jump shot that you don't never say, hey, here go a ball, man, it's court. So basically now when I see stuff in people, I try to like encourage them. You know, if I could put them in a position to be their best self, you know what I'm saying? I try to do that. I mean, I'm only human, so I can't do it all, but I do try to express to people like, hey man, you should try that, or you should do that. Like, if you need some help, I'm here. Because before I was just seeing people with a lot of potential and a lot of just a bright future, and I ain't commented on that at all. It wasn't my business. Yeah. So now, you know what I'm saying? I just do it different.
Yeah. I think people, you know, feel like they have a responsibility to, you know, to affect other people's lives in a positive way. You know, like sometimes like you don't know like how much of an influence or how much you inspire other people by just being you, or, you know, or flexing the way that you flex, you know? somebody hear that, like you said something in a song. I think I wrote it down. Let me check it real quick, man. It really caught my attention. Yo, I really hope I have it here. Damn, man, I'm messing up the interview like this. Damn, yo, I wish I had. It was like I used to look up to gangsters, but it's like I don't look up to them anymore. Type. It was like a line like that, and I'm like, yo, like I know I'm butchering the line, but it's like, yo, that line really hit me because that's how it was in my neighborhood. I used to look up to the gangsters in my neighborhood. And wanted to be like them, you know. I'm like, yo, they're all tatted up, you know, they got gold teeth, they riding dunks, you know, people respect them because they're savage. And I'm like, now is like, you know, I'm the same way. Like I got gold teeth, I'm tatted up or whatever, but I'm no longer savage, like, you know, in that way of like being corrupt. Now I want to be more positive to be like, hey, look, you can still look our culture, but make money legally, you know, because I'm on my grind is all legal money, all legal hustle, and making money my way. And I just like that line that you said that you're like, yo, I used to look up to the gangsters until, you know, I didn't think they were cool anymore, something like that. I know I'm butchering the line, you know, but
nah, but that's really how I feel. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? I say a line where it say, ask the kingpin what he want most, his team back. You know what I'm saying? And basically, like, what I learned is when you run into any old gangsters or any old kingpins, they don't ever say, oh boy, I wish I could get all that money back. I mean, at least in my opinion. I never heard like an OG say, boy, I wish I could get all that money back. What I hear is, you know, I wish I could have been there for my mom when she passed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My brother serving life, it's been a while since I wrote him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or sent him anything. Like, that's what they be wanting, the people. Yeah. You know, even though they had all type of money and all type of respect, when you really sit down and talk to one, they really regret mistreating and abusing people, which what the streets is about. The streets is about, you know, it's basically like the jungle. A lion never apologized for demolishing a hyena. Like, that's rare. Yeah. So for a lot of lions to be looking at the jungle like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, look what I'm in. You know, that's the way the world is. And you know, with the streets and things transforming, the rules that we grew up on and the things that people risk their lives to earn is almost like it don't even hold no value right now. So it kind of make you think, if people was killing people for ratting or people was killing people for having sex with their wife while they was in jail, like, that's the norm right now. Yeah, it is. So people really thinking like, man, I should have let him live. You know, the woman won shit anyway. Or I shouldn't have had him around me because he really ain't want to do the crime. So how did I not know that he would tell the police to get a lesser sentence? And you know, that's basically, you know, what a lot of the old street people in society face with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, I always tell people, man, in the streets, there's no rules, you know? And now I found the line. It's like, when I was young, I used to admire street niggas. That's the line that you said. And you know what? Like, my cousin, you know, he did time, right? And, you know, like, the same way me and him felt is like, yo, like, we got older and realized that niggas really wasn't living by the code. And it broke our heart. Like, you feel me? Because it's like, that's some people that are like, yo, like, I really live by this code. I would never rat. I would never do this. I would never cross my homeboy. I would never, you know, sleep with somebody else's spouse and stuff like that. But, you know, like, it just really, you know, breaks your heart. And then it makes you not even want to be around anybody. You feel me? You just get real cold, you know?
Right. I mean, and that's what it's coming to, because it's crazy that if you being solid and, you know, you moving with an honest intention and being who you are, if nobody else upholding that, you run the risk of being abused or mistreated or cheated or anything. If you're the only solid person in the room, you either need to get out of that room or you're going to have to cross everybody in.
Big facts.
Another thing I would want to say too is that, you know, for people that we do follow this G code or feel that we're cut from a different cloth, like for us to break this, you know, this you know, code, for us that would break us down. Like, you feel me? To be like, damn, like they got to me, for me to be like one of them, to actually, you know, rad or break the code or go against something that's against like my natural way of being a solid nigga. You feel me? I know for me, it's like, yo, I would probably break down crying like if I ever broke the code. You feel me?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. A lot of people don't understand. Like I used to run into old school dudes who had 150 years. They had life plus 35 years. And, you know, we would watch the news together. And, you know, I would like to listen to them argue because one old man would be like, oh, man, look at that rat motherfucker right there. And the other old man would be like, what you mean? There's no way possible he could be a rat because he's not in the street. Rats have to be criminals first. You can't be a rat and you not in the street. So basically I said all that to say this, like people who citizens of that world, and you know what I'm saying, like if all four of us did a crime and we agreed to do this crime and I get caught for something that you may have told me not to do, hey man, don't do that. That's gonna get you fucked up. And so I do it and I get fucked up and I tell on you, bro, like even though on the street side it's saying I'm a rat, but just as a human side of being a man, you know, you got to take responsibility like of your mistakes. Like it has to be in integrity. It don't matter if it's streets, like me and you could be at work and you might have an assignment that you could take a nap here and there. Just because my assignment don't let me take a nap, I shouldn't be telling the boss, hey man, you know, McAfee, he taking a nap. I mean, that's just with anything. You know what I'm saying? If we two brothers and mom sleep and you run in the kitchen and get some candy, I'm like, oh shit, you got some candy? Now I run in the kitchen and get some candy and she pop up, hey, what the fuck you doing in here? Bro, I should not be telling on my little brother because he got away with the candy, man. I mean, you can take it out of the street element and it's still the same.
Agreed.
All right. Moving forward, you also are an author. I want to get into your two books that you have that are actually on Amazon.
Yeah. I got a series. It's called Unfell in Love, you know, and I use Lanier Gasoline. That's like my moniker, I guess, because it's my real the first name is my real government name, and I just add the gasoline on there because, you know, everybody Google crazy. So I didn't really want people just around trying to Google me or anything. But, you know, I did want two names as an author. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I actually hand wrote the books in prison. You know what I'm saying? When I turned them into the editor, it was all fucked up. She was like, what I'm supposed to do with this? Is coffee on here, is all type of stains. So anyway, I end up getting it edited. And it was just one long book at first. And so the editor actually split it into two books and it came up with a series. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a big accomplishment for me. You know what I'm saying? To go to my grandma and be like, hey, I got a book, look, you know what I'm saying? She was like, oh shit. So, you know, somebody who come from like a life that I come from and able to like present stuff like that to your family, it's an accomplishment. Like you can show your kid, like, yeah, I wrote a book. Like, you know, people probably get tired of hearing me say, oh yeah, I wrote a book. Yeah, I got 2 books on Amazon. Like, that's the big thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, for my family and coming from where I come from, just to have finished that, to have started something and to have finished it all the way through, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna say one more line before I hand it over to my host. A line that you say is like, I've been on my shit. This shit didn't just happen suddenly, you know? And
yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I like the fact they said that you finished something, because a lot of us start something, because I actually started a book, right? You know, and then I lost it, and then I started rewriting it, and then I just took a pause on it. You feel me? So it's like, you know, like even for myself, I gotta finish that. You feel me? So that's what's up. That you actually you went ahead and finishes a great work. You know, yo, DY.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard. Like, that's why I say that. Like, people see me now and be like, hey man, I see you. But I be thinking to myself, like, I've been doing this. Like I've been working hard for this. Like it ain't. I ain't wake up yesterday and you see me today and say I'm doing it. You only acknowledging me because I have been doing it. So that's why I say, you know, I've been on my shit, man. It just ain't happened suddenly. Cause anybody know, like you don't recognize somebody today for what they did yesterday. You usually recognizing them on some shit that happened years ago. And it's just so big now that you have to acknowledge it.
That's a fact.
So I was gonna bring it back to the gas mask, gas talk freestyle. What was the inspiration for that? Where were you at? Where were you filming at? Break all that down for me.
Okay, yeah. The park, that's Charles Hadley Park. That's like a big park, you know, within Liberty City, Miami. So I don't know if y'all familiar with the Warriors of Liberty City.
Yeah.
It was on Stars. So, you know, a lot of those kids, I know their parents, you know what I'm saying? Actually, the main star, which is George Harris, me and him actually grew up together. Like we played on that park, and his son, they made a show about it. Like that's how hard it is just to be involved in sports in that ghetto. You know what I'm saying? And me and him got sucked in. So it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's very sentimental to be there. I know people got killed on that park, and it's just the aura of me just having that whole park to myself and just be able to walk through there like I own it. You know, that's a big statement for Miami. And honestly, people in Miami do respect the fact that I did that. You know, it wasn't 1,000 niggas in the video or no expensive phantoms or nothing. It's just me and my park, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that meant a lot. How the beat actually came about is that I usually drop freestyles on social media. So I just got to the point where some of the freestyles just too good. Like I just don't want to sit in a car playing a beat or just be sitting on the couch and the beat playing. So that was one of the freestyles that I held close. And I just call it gas talk because me speaking, that's just basically like gas talk is just my way of speaking, like my conversation to niggas in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
All right, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Also, what would you want to be when it's all said and done? What would you want your legacy to be as far as in this music?
Oh man, that's as far as legacy. This might sound crazy, but I don't really want a legacy like as far as music. You know what I'm saying? I do want people to be like, damn man, he dope. But I want my legacy to be like the things I open people's eyes up to, like my elevation. Cause you know, I'm getting kind of up in age, so I'm really trying to transition just into a presence, period. A presence that people need. You know what I'm saying? Like not just Black people, not just Spanish people, but people, a presence that people need. Because if you look on the internet, it's a lot of fuckery, and that tends to lead people the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you this for example. Like I ask women all the time, what do y'all have in Kim Kardashian? Like, what do y'all have in common with Kim Kardashian that would make you follow her? You know what I'm saying? Like she has millions of followers with people that she has nothing in common with, besides that she's a woman and they may be women. And so that just shows the way the world is going. Like people following things and don't know why. And these people kind of dictate their life. They would do what this person does. And this person never been in their shoes, cannot relate to them at all. So if anything, I would want my legacy to be what's coming. And that's just basically creating a presence where I can speak on things that people haven't had the artistic view to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Just like the effects that prison have on people. Like it's just 1,000 people been to prison. 1,000 people grew up hard. I want to be that voice to present that picture clearer. Because just because people been through it, the picture is still getting tainted. Like that's why people aren't really respecting a lot of the real rappers or just people who pushing positivity, because the picture ain't painted as clear. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, I just want my legacy to be just to open eyes up. You know what I'm saying? Just see where people coming from. Because it's 1,000 dimensions in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be a hustler, but you might have kids, so that makes you a father. You might take care of your mama, so that makes you a son. Your auntie might be in a wheelchair, you help her, so that makes you a good nephew. Like you're a provider. You pray at night, so that makes you spiritual. Like I want to open people's eyes to the global essence of what we really going through. Like when you say you a real nigga, it don't always mean because I'll slap you. It mean because I'm going to go do whatever I got to do to feed my family. Wake up in the morning and take my son to school. And if my grandma need to go to the store, I'm going to take her to the store. Like it just ain't about being a real nigga and just running the streets. Like it's a lot of dimensions that come with that.
Yeah.
With that, what you gonna say?
No, I'm gonna say real quick, like like Meek Mill said it one time. He was like, "Yo, it's easy to kill somebody, but it's hard to move your mom about the hood." Or I like how you said it's like, "Yo, it's easy to go slap somebody, being hard, but it's more real, to take care of your family or your auntie or whatever." And I think the streets need to know, like, that's what's being real, is being a provider. You feel me?
Yeah, because if you really look at it now, the things that made people real before is almost like a joke. Like, for instance, people who didn't snitch and got 35 years, people looking at them like, you damn fool.
Yeah.
And they sitting in there with a clear conscience. I did what I did. I ain't telling nobody. And, people really laughing at that. So it has to be something deeper than that right now. And we have to portray that. So that's what I would want my legacy to be. Just painting a picture on what realness is. Because you got real niggas who never did a crime. Yeah. But you can always rely on them. Like he'll take whatever in his house, close the door and lock it. You don't got to worry about it. Whenever you ask for it, he gonna have it. Shit, he real. But he ain't finna go rob no bank with you. If you ask him to rob a bank, he might be like, "Hey man, listen, man, that's not for me." That's real.
That, you feel what I'm saying? Because the realest thing someone can do is just be them. You feel what I'm saying? Like if someone's not about something, they tell you up front, "Yeah, I don't do that. That's not me. Don't knock on my door. Don't call me on that bullshit. That's not my lane." Then if you put them in that lane, like you said, some bullshit happens. You just rolled the dice with your shit, and you didn't give a fuck about what the person was telling you from the jump street. So you a dumb.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I always respect that, like always, you know what I mean? Like my brother is like, jammed up right now and like straight up to the code and, understands it. Like my brother said, like, yo, all these mirrors right now are broken. Meaning like, this is how I am and ain't no reflection of me because everyone's got their different angle. Everyone came from something. It's not like that. And you can't make somebody be what you want them to be. You feel what I'm saying? They're going to be who they are, period. So it's just like, yo, you got to sometimes learn how to stand 10 toes down and be you and just individual you, because if you trust somebody too much to be, especially something they not, all it's gonna do is cause confusion and chaos. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that line. That was good. Part like 2A of that, I would say 1B of that question I asked you. You kind of filled it in a little bit, so I'm gonna have you bring it home with this one. What is the end game of rap to you? And by that I mean, like, I heard you talk about you got other things going on. So basically, are you using rap to drive to, like, for instance, would you go the Will Smith route? Would you act? Would you want to be an activist with it? When you hang up, you know what I'm saying, that end game, is it, you kind of said you don't want to be known as the best rapper. So what are you using that car to drive? Like, what issue that you want? Like, what are you using hip hop for, basically?
Well, first, I just want to say, like, I don't try to rap. Like, this just the language I speak in. So when people really ask me about music, I never say, "Oh, I'm just striving to be the best rapper I could be," because I don't really try to rap. Like y'all interview people all the time, and it's just some people who got it. Like you could write a song for somebody and they might say, "Man, this song ain't no good." But the next person who actually got it, if he rapped the song, you go like, "Oh shit, that ain't the same song." So I don't sit down and try to rap. Now I do write because I like to have it organized and my brain don't move as fast as it used to when I could freestyle a song. So I do write just to organize it, but I don't really try to rap. Like I always tell people, I never been like a creative rapper. I only rapped about what I seen. And even my metaphors is just fly shit that I would say if I was talking to you. So it's not really like a lot of effort. It's more just dedication and work. So my end game just would be, I really see myself as an activist. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there. You know, like I had murder charges, I had robbery charges, I had fraud, RICO charges. I was in a gang courtroom, so I can talk about it. And I can tell people that 10 years of your life for something that you could not have done, that is severe. You know what I'm saying? The people you affect, the things that you miss, that's severe. And the people who we actually have doing these prison reform laws, the people who we have making laws for us, they never been in our shoes. That's why the laws don't work, because they have no idea what we need as people to begin with. How you make a prison reform act and the people on the board never been to prison? They could put an education clause within, okay, this is what we're gonna do for the prisoners. But then as soon as you get to prison, it's like if you go to school, you don't get game time. Or if you refuse to work, you may go to the box. So how are you telling me to better myself and then you send me to a place where I'm on a farm 5 days a week? So the people who actually making the laws, they never been to prison. They don't know if you ship me 10 hours away and I was raised by an old lady who barely could get to the store, how the fuck I'ma see her? So it's just like, that's my end game, just to be a voice, whether it's through movies or whether it's through books or whether it's through speaking. You know what I'm saying? I want to get that story out, you know? And it just happens to be my story. It's something that I live. So I'm not gonna deny it or ignore it. You know what I'm saying? So I just happen to be blessed with a story that I could tell, and hopefully it can help people.
Yeah. And this is gonna be my last question, and then Lance is gonna take over. If you could reach out, because there's all the people that are like locked up, you know what I'm saying? What would you say to inspire them? Because I know some of them feel like that's it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They're stuck. And I'm sure you met people that feel like they stuck. Even when they come home, they still feel like they're gonna be stuck. Would it be some words of wisdom you could tell them to, like, you know what I'm saying, when they do come home, or even the ones that's in there that needs to get focused, would be some wisdom you can get them back on track and let them know there's some light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, one thing I would tell them, and it's probably easier said than done, is to be still sometimes. You know, a lot of us run into things because we can't be still, or we just can't ride this one out. So that would be the first thing I would say. You know what I'm saying? Be patient. When things going fucked up, just let it happen. Just let the world blow up and try to put it back together. Don't try to put the fire out, because sometimes that is really what get us, because the hard times gonna come. It's impossible for you to stop them. How you choose to get through them is really gonna decide your future. So that would be the first thing I would tell them. Hey, you know, be patient and be still, because that's what's needed. You know what I'm saying? And moving fast and moving recklessly, that might be the cause of your demise. So I would tell them, just be still, and most of all, just build your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Get in touch with the Most High above all, because the things you can't control, you're gonna need comfort, and you know, comfort don't always come in the form of a human being. So you definitely have to get in touch with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Build up your spirit, make your energy good, so that way when things are going bad, because that's why a lot of people do crime. You know what I'm saying? Either they on drugs because they down, or they don't have nothing. They trying to get something. So if I would tell them, just build a spirit and then just learn how to be still.
You know, powerful message, powerful words. Go ahead, Lance.
Facts. I was gonna say everything been real deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Passing the message and wanting to teach, and even in the reform, you're like, nah, you can't give change when you don't even know what the hell we going through right now or what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? So all that is real deep, and it's we appreciate the message. So now, would you when you talk about spreading this message, let us speak on the importance of teaching the youth and passing this message along to them earlier in life, so that it doesn't take them making the mistakes in order to learn these lessons.
Well, first, and this is something I've been talking about recently, and that's teaching your kids the law. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds complicated, but one thing that I was big on, you know, when I was just going through different prisons, that as soon as you get arrested, the police tell you, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to talk to police if you're doing crime. So if we want to educate the youth, we have to break stuff like that down. Because look at the situation with YFN Lucci. I'm not going to say that what he did was stupid. I'm just going to say it came out of ignorance. Because maybe he don't know that the feds adopted a law that anything you do while in a gang or anything that they can link to gang affiliation, it's a what they call it. It's an enhancement on that.
Gang enhancement, though. Add more time onto you because you did it for the gang.
Yeah, that's like an extra 15, 20 years on your sentence. And every post, people saying gang, they put in emojis that the 25-year-old FBI agent could figure out. And so I guess if somebody would have told him, hey, you know, just by putting that, if anything ever happened, you know, that's an enhancement, like 25 years, 20 years mandatory. A gang enhancement is serious. You know what I'm saying? It's different if you're a gang member like Nipsey. He always said, I'm a rolling 60 Crip first. But what he was doing, they could look over it. That's what we should teach our kids about the law, is that the system gonna manipulate the law however they want it. But once it's there, you have to go by that. Once the law is actually there, you can say, I only stole a piece of candy. Yeah, but we had a law that says stealing candy is 5 years maximum. So since you was ignorant, I'm gonna give you 3 years. It's within the law to do that. So if we really want to help the youth, we have to teach them the law, the ways of the system. Because if you don't know the system, you can never win. So we have to start there. You know what I'm saying? Just like civil procedures, when you get pulled over, do this or do that, or keep you a lawyer. It may be expensive, but as young, you know, ethnic groups and men especially, you got to keep you a lawyer, even if you don't do nothing but talk to them. Hey, listen, man, I got this lady doing my taxes, and I got a lot back. I'm just checking. Worst case scenario. I mean, who else can you talk to about the law? Because there's so much money floating around, people breaking the law and they don't even know it. Now they go in the courtroom and they begging. They begging for a lesser sentence. They want leniency. Guess what the judge is going to say? Well, I can help you. What you want to give me? Now somebody who never was intending to break the law, they might go tell on 50 people. But their intention wasn't even to break the law in the first place.
Yeah. I was watching somebody this week on YouTube, and they said something that like study the wolves, and they're like, yo, you know, they studied Donald Trump's and all these other people that have unethical business practices, and it's like, look, they be doing a lot of effed up stuff, but they know all the loopholes, you know. So it's like, even though they be cheating on their taxes or businesses and whatever, and they do a lot of stuff that is unethical, they know the law or have somebody that they, you know, employ or whatever, an attorney or whatever, to get them through the loopholes through, you know, through the courts and stuff like that. So it's like, so we also too got to be educated on how the system works, you know?
That's a fact. Cause you can feel how you want to feel about these motherfuckers. They definitely know the law. And he brag about it in his book. He writes a good book. I'll give him that. But now you said that you don't even really like consider yourself a rapper. You just this is your language, like you speak it, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, y'all interview people, so y'all know people who was like, yeah, I wasn't even rapping 4 years ago. I just, me, it's just always been a language like I spoken. You know what I'm saying? Like I done wrote poems for homeboys who died, and like this just my life. So it just come out like that. I can't necessarily say that I woke up and was like, I want to be a rapper. No, I woke up and was like, oh shit, all these words rhyme. All right. So what I could do with this, and it's not that I don't consider myself a rapper. It's just I don't really just try to rap. Like I don't just wake up and be like, oh, what I could write about. It usually just come to me. It's not something that I'm forcing myself to do. It's just the language I speak in. Like most 80s babies, they kind of speak in that sort of language. Like even we talk with a certain type of rhythm that you can't shake, whether it was from a song that you can't forget. Like you find yourself like talking in that rhythm. And that's just me. I just speak in the language that's rap. That's like my second language.
Now, describing it like that, I'm interested in who are your influences?
Man, I had so many influences. Like people always ask me like who my favorite rapper is, or I have so so many influences. It's a long list, but I'm gonna try to like narrow it down because at different phases of my life, I was hooked on like different people. Like one time I was just hooked on Pastor Troy. Then at one time in my life, I was just hooked on Jay-Z. Then another time in my life, I was just Das Effects, EPMD, Redman, just the whole headbangers era. The niggas wearing the Scullies and the black Carhartts. And it's just a different time. But I would say Trick Daddy changed, like he was a big influence for me. You know what I'm saying? And I got to hang out with him like later as an adult, like we ended up getting tight. But as a youngster, like seeing Trick use the words that I used in my everyday language, seeing him turn that into bars and just seeing him take my lifestyle and put it into like a big platform, that was like something that inspired me a lot as far as like music and what I wanted to be. And then, I was always a big fan of Jay-Z just because I got him. You know what I'm saying? I got him when he was on Brooklyn's Finest. Like I was always looking for the Jay-Z and the Sauce Money verse. Oh, that shit got Jay-Z on it. Let me check it out. So when he just started getting recognized, like I was one of the people who got him from the beginning.
Copy. All right, you got one song. They said you could pick one person to feature on the record. We got the budget for you. It don't matter. Who you calling to be on your record?
Just one song though?
This one right here. They say, hey man, the budget is open, wide open. For this record, call whoever you want. We got it. Who you calling?
Damn.
You know what? I think you got to give him two. One for the bag and one for like his personal.
Okay.
Okay, like you're right. We do it like that.
I gotta have this guy personally and one for the bag.
All right, so one for the bag. I'll probably do a song with Drake.
Okay.
That's for the bag.
That's a smart choice.
For the culture, just something like inside of me, I probably would go with Toby Naigwe.
Got you.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Okay.
All right, one thing I do like to ask just to see what I'm saying, because I know you said you listen to other things and you have so many influences. So hip hop's gone now. Hip hop's dead. There's no more hip hop at all. What genre would you see you could put yourself into, since you said you do enjoy music? Tell us which one that would be for you.
I mean, I don't want to say like R&B.
You can. Don't worry about it. Like it's all rock, blues, jazz, R&B, whatever. It's all good.
I probably would do like like blues, like that, like that kind of raspy blues. Because if hip hop gone, so that means you don't have a lot of R&B singers who rapping. So it's just straight vocals. My vocals ain't good enough, but I would definitely go to something darker, like with a band. You know what I'm saying? Probably like blues.
You gotta think like the message, the blues origin is right there. Blues. You're telling your story, shit ain't working right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And your message, your words are powerful. And then, you know, even with jazz, sometimes it doesn't have to be vocal. Remember, jazz has scatting when they're just doing sounds and noises and going with the rhythm of what their bass, their old school fucking's going, or the drummers, you know what I mean? So there's always, even if it wasn't rap, there's always poetry, and poetry always crossed in other genres. It don't matter what, you know what I mean? So yeah, good answer. I like that. Blues. Shout out to blues, man. People don't talk about blues anymore. I appreciate that you brought it back. Now someone's gonna look up blues just because you said that.
All right, man. So we're gonna get to the portion of the show. We're gonna hopefully you got some bars for us real quick. You got anything for us or what?
Oh yeah. Always got a little something. I'm gonna let y'all hear. This actually like one of my favorites. Like, you know what I'm saying? This something I had wrote in prison. I ain't never released it or nothing. It ain't on no streaming platforms or nothing like that. It's called Options.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So check it out. And I ain't had no options. I told them don't threaten me. I was just trying to do me, they wouldn't letting me. Fuck so many hoes, I ain't see the one sweating me. I had so much anger was setting me a born loser. But you still took a chance if you was betting me. Late night sleeps had visions of them wetting me. Stuck in the cage, they told them about petting me, but I done touched their heart, so it's no way they forgetting me, and I ain't had no options. My pen and pad I had to talk to. Since most people ain't writing, that's something I had to start to. They ain't mean no harm, I'm just wishing that my heart knew. The more pain I experienced, the more my art grew. My old ways killed me, so I had to start new. How to outthink them lame niggas, then a spark flew. Girls were selling pussy for the jeans with the hard shoes, so I had to surround myself with a smart crew, and I ain't had no options. Niggas thought I wouldn't tote it. Did it by myself, not one person I recruited. Captain of the 40s, I think I should be saluted. Had to shut the power off and reboot it. Nothing about me stupid. Had to make sure the marks not included. Her and all black Paul Bearers get suited. The champagne pink and the weed all fruited. And if it ain't about money, then the convo is muted. And I ain't had no options. Neri saying don't yell. And I'm like, I hear you, I won't fail. You ain't got to worry about me, the flow fresh, it don't stale. You ain't K1 have to work, trust me, it's gonna sell. I ain't worried about these slow ass niggas, they own snail. The stick don't jam, 100 is gonna share. I spun a little bit on Sam, this on Quail, paid a little bit off of the lawyer, this on Bell. And I ain't had no options.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard it, give it up. Give it up.
I appreciate it.
That's a fact.
Ain't about the money, hit the mute. Oh man. Yo, pass in the building.
Don't come here with no weak shit, man. Everybody always come with that fire.
Yeah, man. All right, real quick before we wrap up the interview, let everybody know what project you about to have that's about to drop, where everybody can find you at on platforms or whatever to shout yourself out.
All right, y'all make sure y'all look me up on all platforms. It's Gas Mask. It's a lot of them, but you know what I'm saying? I should be at the top now because my views probably a little higher, so I'm working towards that. On all streaming platforms, type in Gas Mask. Amazon has the book available. It's Lanier Gasoline, Unfell in Love, Part 1 and 2. The name of my album gonna be RNBIS. That's Real Niggas Back in Style. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And just make sure y'all go and stream Gas Mask, the Gas Talk Freestyle. You know, y'all just support, man. Tap in.
Damn, yo, Real Niggas Back in Style, nigga. I fucks with that.
Facts.
I need that shirt ASAP.
Yo, for real. That just sound like a tattoo, like, Real Niggas Back in Style.
Just hook me up with the Scully, the shirt, or the pants or something like that. I'm terrified of needles. I couldn't.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. Thanks for rocking with 25-8 The Culture. This is another episode of Bars and Interviews. I'm your host, DJ Pablo Maccabee. I'm out. Peace.
Yo, you already know your boy D Wise. I told you we got the realest interviews out there, the best interviews out there. I appreciate the guests for stopping by. Make sure anytime you see Gas Master, show them love. You click on everything and you read that book, man. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is what really gets you to the next, you know what I'm saying, level. You feel me? Check it out. Your boy D Wise. I'm out. One.
Lance Draper, check the sponsors. Big Money Boys, Nobody's Podcast. Appreciate you stopping by. And like my Henny, I'm out.